Oh, okay. Good evening, NNJR. My name is Shannon Muller. I'm the program activity chair for us. And tonight for our February monthly meeting, I have Ron Gordon and Maggie Garnett from PCA, and they're going to be sharing all things about Porsche Parade, which is coming up. I know I want to hear about how to volunteer, and we're really lucky because it will be a long time before it's back in our backyard. So thanks everyone for tuning in, and I'm going to kick it off to Ron and Maggie.
Well, thank you, Shannon. As I said before, I was up there. Linda and I were up there in, I think, 2017 and addressed on parade, and we really are. Maggie and I are both glad to be here. Maggie's on the call. Maggie Garnett is in Kansas City. So Maggie is our social media chair, and but she also co-chairs the PCA Juniors at Parade. That is a combination of what we used to have was Parade Kids and PCA Juniors. So I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. But Maggie and I have been doing this presentation for the last couple of weeks, primarily regions up and down the East Coast. And the focus of our discussion was really around how to register for phase one. And we were trying to target people that were first timers to Parade. So what I'd like to do, phase one actually opened up last week. So what I'd like to do, or what we'd like to do, is really just kind of give an overview of the activities that we anticipate at Kalahari. And if there's any questions about registration, by all means, we will try to address those as we possibly can. So again, Maggie and I both appreciate the opportunity to talk with you folks. So anyway, I'm from Maryland. Maggie's from Kansas City. So I'm a 38-year PCA member of Chesapeake. So don't hate me. First parade I went to, my wife and I went to, was in '86 in Portland, Maine. And then my son started to go to parade, and now we have grandkids coming to parade. So for the Gordons, parade is really a family affair. I have been parade chair since 2016. The money's so good, I just keep doing it. That, and I can't find anybody dumb enough that wants to take over. So, but anyway, tonight's all parade topic is parade. We got some veterans. I know the Pataracks been to more parades than I have. But anyway, parade started in Maryland in '56 in Gaithersburg. In fact, the first two parades were in Gaithersburg. This is our 66th parade. It actually should be the 67th parade, but unfortunately we canceled Palm Springs in 2020. So one of the traditions having parade is really about traditions. There's traditions and then there's new things, but one of the traditions that we have on Tuesday night at our Concours banquet is what's called the stand-up sit-down, and that is where everybody in the room stands up and they sit down based on the number of parades that you have been to. So my wife and Linda and I have been to, this will be 30. The longest running parade veteran right now is actually in Chesapeake, Bob Barassa, and this will be his 56th, I believe. John and Donna, how many have you been to?
40.
There you go. See, I'm a rookie. So anyway, parade rotates around the country in a predictable manner. So we go from, this one is in the Northeast, and then we go to the Southwest and Southwest to Southeast and around the country. So if you do the math on that, we're not going to be back on the East Coast or in the Northeast or the Mid-Atlantic until at least 2028. But the Northeast is really the hardest place to find a parade venue, and I'll talk about kind of some of the considerations for that. But anyway, we plan parade 4 to 5 years in advance. So we started working on Kalahari in 2018. So now we're booked through 25. 2023 is in Palm Springs, and you're going to have to come to parade, and you'll find out where 2024 is. But suffice it to say, it will not be in the Northeast. Venues are hard to find. They're getting harder. We try to go between urban and suburban locations. We could go to Las Vegas, or we could go to Orlando and probably find everything we need. But the reality of it is, we'd just be a small fish in a big sea, and we like to own the venue for the week. So we need a facility that has somewhere in the neighborhood of about 4,500 room nights. This year we have 5,400 room nights, and about 1,000 room nights on peak. We need banquet and meeting facilities. We need a venue for the concours, typically a golf course. We need an airport or a racetrack for the autocross and driving roads. We need venues for car and non-car related activities, and trivial things like parking for trailers, and the ability to branding on buildings, and what may seem silly, but just the ability to bring cars into the facility. And we've actually had places that we would like to have gone to, but we couldn't bring cars into the facility, and that's really something that Porsche AG or PCNA really wants to do. So anyway, we typically have about 1,000 primary entrants. As of midnight last night, we had 1,018. So that gives you some impression that this is going to be a big parade. If you take that number times 2.83, tells you how many people come through parade on a given week. So roughly, I would expect through Kalahari, we're going to have about 3,000 people. The registered parade, typically it's about 50% veterans. When I say veterans, those are folks like the Pataracks that come back year after year. And then we have 50% new individuals that come maybe because it's close. We have tradition, we have banquets, we have competitive events, concours across TSD rallying on. And then we have new events. Not the event is new, but the venues are new, which is the tour, Gimmick Rally and whatnot. I'll go into those in a second. So what I thought I would do is a little overview of just what to expect and some of the things that we've planned at Kalahari, and then some of the challenges that we parade really starts out on Sunday. Although the folks that do concours, they'll come on Friday morning and tear their car apart for 2 days before concours on Monday. But anyway, Sunday night, or else Sunday you will register. Sunday night is the welcome party. This year, we're going to have a two-faceted welcome party. There'll be a social which everybody can go to, and then there will be a dinner if you so choose. Porsche is going to do a world reveal of a model. I'll give you a hint, it has 2 doors. Monday is the concours. We're doing the tour at the Pocono Manor golf course. That is the same golf course that was used in '74 when the parade was there. The historic display, Lori Schutz is working on the historic display. It is going to be, there's actually 2 displays. One is rally and safari cars, and the second is in conjunction with Rob Sasson, it'll be Rainbow, which is the variety of colors in the Porsche spectrum. And then things like the hospitality, the parade store, that opens up on Monday as well. There's tours every day. I'll talk about those in a minute. And then there's late night activities. KEF, which is one of our sponsors, they do a late lounge. So Tuesday is the TSD rally, time, speed, distance rally. What is new this year is that rally will be using the RICTA app, which is an automated scoring and timing system for rallies. That is really the wave of the future when it comes to rallies. We did a demo rally last year in French Lick and decided that we were going to jump into it at the deep end and use it. A lot of regions, SCCA uses it right now. The really neat thing about that is that we can display the cars in hospitality, so you can see where everybody is progressing through the rally. So that's pretty cool. Tuesday afternoon, we will begin the autocross sessions. There's a walkthrough. Autocross this year will be conducted at Pocono. So Wednesday, we have Wednesday and Thursday is the autocross. As I said, it's we have secured the east and the south courses at Pocono. We've gotten 30 garages, and the autocross is going to be conducted by the Zone 1 autocross committee. So they're familiar with the course, so that's why we brought them in, why reinvent the wheel. We normally have the Michelin driving experience. If you're not familiar with it, it's Michelin brings in identical Porsches with Michelin tires and then brand X tires, and have people go out and notice the difference through like an autocross course. I really doubt if Michelin's going to be here. Well, Michelin will be here, but I don't think they're going to do the driving experience. They didn't do it last year, but we're going to supplement that with Street Survival. So Street Survival will be at Parade this year. I think the last time we did that was probably Michigan, and I don't know, 15, like that. Just run through some of my notes. I think for you golfers, the golf tournament will be on Wednesday as well. And sprinkled through these days are seminars. Kelly Telfer, who is PCA's resident artist, will be art classes, not only for adults, but also for children. So I think you're getting the idea that if you haven't been to Parade, there's more hours in a day more events than there are hours in a day. So Thursday is the second day of autocross. And then Thursday morning this year, Ellen Beck will be doing her Gimmick Rally. And just trying to think without giving away secrets. Every year she does something extremely unique. This year she's really focused on kind of the culture of Pocono. So it's the Pocono region. So it's promised to be a really unique event. Friday we have the historic quiz, and interspersed will be seminars and classes, both car and non-car related. And let's see, Saturday we have the Parade of Porsches. Obviously, for you don't know, I mean, parade, there was a parade. For a number of years, the parade didn't happen, but we reinstituted, I think Salt Lake City was the first year we brought it back. But anyway, it's on Saturday morning. We typically have a parade to somewhere short, maybe an hour, something like that. This year, we were able to secure the big track at Pocono. So people will go from Kalahari, about 15 minutes, but take a lap of the course and then drive back. So we're really excited that we were able to secure Pocono for that. Let's see, and the weekend's up with the Reliable Carrier, the Victory Banquet on Saturday night. So there is, let's see, there's the welcome party banquet. There is Concours on Tuesday night. There's the autocross banquet on Wednesday night. And then Friday night, no, I'm sorry, rally banquet on Wednesday night and the autocross banquet on Friday night. And then the victory banquet on Saturday. So there are banquets, there are free evenings, a couple free evenings, so you can explore other eating venues in the evening. So volunteers. We can't do parade without volunteers. We have a national committee that chairs parade. I have 54 people that report to me. They are all volunteers with one exception, and but we cannot do parade without volunteers. So normally we have 700 to 800 volunteers during the course of the week, and the jobs vary from manning the entrance to hospitality to working a station at the autocross. So there's something for everybody. There's something for anybody who, any kind of physical conditions you have, you can volunteer. And I can tell you, once you volunteer, you're hooked, because there's no better way to experience parade than to volunteer. So volunteer is something you sign up for in phase 2, and I'll talk about that in a second. So door prizes all week. I don't know how many sets of tires are given away. Pirelli is one of our sponsors. Michelin, obviously. Porsche gives away door prizes. They will also they will give away either a trip to Germany or to the Experience Center, one or the other. So, and then Reliable Carriers gives away. They will pick up your car free of charge and haul it to the next parade. So and the volunteer, which we do on Saturday to recognize our volunteers, the number of door prizes that's given out there is staggering. So registration, we started registration. We opened registration last week, a week ago, as a matter of fact, where time flies. And like I said, we've had 1,018 registrations so far. So those of you that registered, hopefully it went successfully for you. It seemed like it did. I didn't get death threats and hate mail, so I guess it went okay. At that point, you have the ability to register, parade, and select your housing. And then phase 2, which will open up on April the 2nd, no, the 6th. That's where you select your events. And Maggie and I have done, well, actually Maggie, we did a step-by-step presentation to step people through phase 1, and we're going to do that in phase 2. So hopefully, Shannon, you'll invite us back to do phase 2 as well. I want to talk about a couple things. Is parade cheap? No, it is not cheap. People look at parade, if you stay the whole week, they look at parade as a vacation or in lieu of a cruise or something like that. So if you take advantage of all the events, it's not cheap, but it's worth it. Primary registration is $250, and that's the overhead. Banquets range from this year, probably they're in from I don't know, probably 70 to 30 bucks, something like. The events range from $50, 30 to $50. Tours from 0 to 100, depending on whether there is a dinner or a lunch involved. Our room nights this year go from $169 to $1,000. So it depends on what activities that you attend, but it's not cheap to put on. I mean, those of you that have put on events know how much food costs. Try renting a golf course. and you really know how much it costs to really put on a parade. So a couple things that come to mind. People have asked me, and some challenges that we've got this year. And then I'm going to turn it over to Maggie. But people ask me about COVID. So right now at Kalahari, other than just common sense, social distancing, that kind of stuff, there really isn't any constraints. There's no mask mandates. I do have the link up on the parade website for the Kalahari's safety protocol. So if you're curious about what that is, you can hook up to that. The biggest challenge we're having right now with COVID is tours. Greg Halverson, our tour chair, has a portfolio of tours planned, but the problem is that there's nobody working. So I'll just take an example. We had a tour. We have guided tours and self-guided tours. So our guided tours, as the name implies, we typically go to a venue, have a lunch, typical lunch, come back. But one of the tours we had planned was Martin Guitars, and Martin Guitars is open, but they don't have enough staff to lead a group tour. So right now we can't do a guided tour to Martin Guitars. It'll be like a self-guided tour. So that's the COVID issue that we're experiencing right now, and that and food. The start was saying how hard it was to get chicken. Well, I hate chicken anyway, but they said it's easier to get shrimp than chicken. So, I mean, our menus are in flux too, just based on what you can actually buy. So that's where COVID is just reaping havoc on us. And a lot of the questions that we have, or it's why isn't some published on the website, is because we literally don't know at this point in time. We have a lot of things planned, but things are up in the air right now. We don't know whether to do a guided tour or self-guided tour. So anyway, you have to bear with us on that. People ask me if we need to be there all week. No, you don't. We'd love to have you all week, but if your interest is concourse, then by all means, just come for the concourse. People come just for the autocross, so you don't have to be there all week. Some people ask if we can use a car other than a Porsche. I don't know why, but the answer is yes, you can. To be serious, I mean, people that trailer their car in, if they want to use their tow vehicle for the tours and the Gimmick Rally, they're more than welcome to do that. Does parade sell out? No, parade doesn't sell out. Events sell out. So things like tours, maybe some of the bites sell out. So if there's a particular event that you're looking to get into, my recommendation is when 2 opens up that you quickly try to get those rooms or get those events. The other question is rooms. As I said, we had 5,400 room nights at Kalahari. We also have rooms down the street at the Mount Airy Casino. The rooms are not sold out, although occasionally you will see somebody say they're sold out. There are certain room types for certain nights that aren't available. So we are in the process of adding rooms. We're in the process of shifting rooms around so that people can get what they want. We do have small wait lists right now for specific room types on specific evenings. But I fully expect all those wait lists to be completely removed. Last year at French Lick, I think we had 380 some people on a wait list. And by the time parade opened, it went to 0. So anyway, that's kind of my spiel, Shannon. I'm going to stick to it. So I thought maybe I'd turn this over to Maggie and let her talk about PCA juniors at parade.
Okay.
Hi, everyone.
Is there anybody still awake?
Yes.
Do you guys have questions before I jump into the junior stuff?
I have a question.
Uh-oh.
I shouldn't have done that. Sorry.
No, you shouldn't have done that.
A few weeks ago, John and I took a ride up there, and I didn't notice any covered parking garages. Did I miss them, or are we gonna just be out in the open?
I'm just gonna put you out in the field, Donna. No, actually, thank you for doing that. We have a ballroom for Concord Prep. So it's air conditioned, it's carpeted. So you can't gripe this year, not about that. And
Okay,
it's
so,
also our backup if it rains.
that was
so-
my follow-up question.
I knew that was coming. I know you too well, Donna. So anyway, yeah, we've got a great setup for Concord Prep this year.
Wow.
The only thing we're probably going to ask you to do is bring, a piece of plastic or something to put under the car. So, although they're not all that wound up about their carpet, but we still don't want to put all kinds of fluid all over it. So, yeah, we're going to be inside starting Friday morning.
Wow. That's amazing. That's going to be a tough act to follow. You have to do that every year.
Kevin, that's the problem. You do something like this, and all of a sudden, people like John Paderak expect it every friggin' year. That's why I want to put you out in a cornfield, so it'll kind of reset the bar again. But no, that's something that we in all seriousness, we do need to have Concord Prep inside. In some years, it's more difficult than others.
Sometimes it could be very hot out. Yeah. Ron, you had mentioned that in phase 2, you would be able to, let's say, register for the events, and you mentioned volunteering. If somebody wanted to volunteer, as an example, to be a Concord judge, could that be done at that time, or?
Well, Concord judge is kind of an element
very-
to itself. But yeah, I mean, you will have they will list all the volunteering positions and when they occur. So some, depending upon the job, Kevin, some might be a half a day, some might be 2 hours, some might be an all day a deal. You have to work 2 shifts in order to go to the volunteer party on Saturday. So, and you will also, when you register for a certain shift, the volunteer shift, you will see if it conflicts with an event that you're attending or want to attend. So, yeah.
Thank you.
Maggie, it's all yours.
All right. Well, hi guys, I'm Maggie. I wish I was at the beach, but I am in Kansas City. So thanks for letting me hang out for a little bit tonight with you guys. I'm the PCA's National Social Media Chair, and then I also handle social media for Porsche Parade. And then, as Ron said, I'm also the co-chair of PCA Juniors at Parade. So we used to be called Parade Kids, and now we're going to be moved under the National PCA Juniors umbrella. So the heart of the program is going to be the same. We're just changing the name and hopefully making it better. So let me tell you what it is and what it's not. What it is activities for kids of all ages. If you have a little kid, 2, 3 years old, we have stuff for them to do. And if you have a teenager, we will have things for them to do, and every age in between. We do competitive events for the kids. So like while the grownups are doing their autocross, we will actually have a kids autocross where you'll see kids riding tricycles. You'll even see dads pushing babies in strollers for time, kids running, and they're winning trophies just like the ones the grownups are. The kids do their own concours. They have their own tech and historic quiz, their own version of a gimmick rally and a scavenger hunt around the hotel. So we run our own competitive event series during the week. We also do our own seminars. So we will do some, whether it's STEM projects with the kids, or we're going to do a painting seminar with Kelly Telfer for the teenagers, where they'll get to, just for them, they don't have to be mixed in with the grownups. They get to do their own time. So we'll do some of that. We'll do some art projects for the little kids. We'll have dance parties, miniature golf tournaments. We'll do sim racing challenges where the teenagers will drive Forza and the little kids will drive Mario Kart. We will do some things just for teenagers, especially that age group. They'll have their own miniature golf night, pizza party. So we really try to cater the week to all ages. But here's what it's not, and that's babysitting. These are family activities. They're meant for families to do together. It's not drop your kid off and go to the autocross track for 8 hours and then come get them later. That's not what we're about. So we do offer a kids camp during the formal banquets on Tuesday and Saturday night for kids that are potty trained through age 12. And so those kids can come hang out with us and we'll watch a movie or have a kid-friendly meal and go do some, this way they don't have to sit through the long stuffy banquet. The other banquets, we are working on kids meals, kid-friendly meals at family-friendly pricing. So so that should make it easier on families. I'm trying to think what else we've got planned. We'll do a night at the water park just for PCA juniors families. We can all come hang out. So we're excited about that. And probably the thing that I am most excited about is this year we have organized a tour for families in mind. So family-friendly pricing and a family-friendly destination. We are going to be heading to the Crayola factory in Eastern Pennsylvania, where they can see how crayons are made, spend a whole day getting creative, making art. And we have worked it out with Crayola where the families that go on this tour, each person that goes will get a limited edition PCA Club Blau crayon in honor of the PCA Club Coupe. So that'll be a fun perk for the kids and parents that go. So think about it. Bring your kids, bring your grandkids. We've got a great week of activities planned, and hopefully we'll be able to introduce we all think about, you're talking about the Padderacs, we all meet people at Parade that have become lifelong friends. And what a lot of people don't realize is the kids do it too. We have kids that met in baby strollers at parades that are now parents themselves bringing their children in baby strollers to Parade. And so there's a lot of lifelong friendships that have been formed from young ages at Parade. So if you guys have little ones, I hope you'll bring them, or even big ones. We like the teenagers too, but we hope you'll bring them to hang out with us.
Maggie, question, what do you
Yes.
guys have for like the 17-year-old crowd? Like,
So for that crowd, okay, we're going to do a miniature golf night for older kids. Nobody like under 14 will be allowed to sign up for that one. So that's going to be big kid night. We're also going to do a teenage pizza party on Tuesday night. So just again, for the bigger kids, no little kids there. And we're also going to create a teen lounge this year. So we're going to have a room with some couches and a video game system and a TV and, maybe some music, and we'll have different lounge hours open. And it's again, there'll be times when it can be family time and little kid time. And then we will have hours that are just for big kids. And then I think on Wednesday night after the banquet, starting at like 9:30, we're going to do a teenage movie night. So they can come into the lounge and just hang out with each other and eat snacks and watch a movie together. And so we're really working to just, those older kids kind of get lost in the shuffle, and we're working really hard this year to make sure that they've got things to do and ways to meet other kids their age.
Is
Something else, Shannon, that just started this, is just hot off the press. 13-year-olds can be navigators on the TSD rally this year.
And the Gimmick Rally.
And the Gimmick Rally. And they can also participate if they have their, I think only needs their learner's permit. Let me say this, as long as they have their driving permit, they can participate street survival. So there are some moving activities for kids this year that weren't available previously.
Yeah, so if they want to go navigate the TSD or the Gimmick Rally, we're actually going to be looking at some awards just for junior navigators in that 16, 17-year-old age bracket, and let them compete against their own age group. So, and sometimes people will ask me like, well, we would like to go out to dinner, or we would like to go do something for an hour without the kids. What do you recommend? Well, you may need to, some resorts we go to will have childcare services you can use, or you may need to do a care.com thing and find someone, or bring a grandparent, or people kind of work it out. The one thing we do ask is not to use our teenagers as babysitters there, because we really want to get them having a great week at parade and participating in the activities.
Is there time to use the water park?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Is that
I'll
built
be
in?
there.
Is that built into like the kids' schedule, or is that a family kind of schedule?
Kind of both. So what we'll do is everything with the parade schedule is a la carte. So the grown-ups and the adults will have to just look at their schedules and see. We'll post our schedule. We're waiting on a few more details, but we'll lay out, okay, this is the time we're going to have arts and crafts today, and this is the time we're going to have STEM. It's not all day. There's going to be like 2-hour blocks of time here and there. Oh, the other thing I forgot to mention that's pretty cool is we'll be bringing back Haggerty to do the youth judging program. So we want to keep the tradition of Concord judging going with the next generation. So we will actually have a little 5-minute class on how to judge a car, and we will take the kids out onto the concours field to judge the grown-up cars. And the kids will be awarding trophies to the cars that they judge.
That's awesome.
And so we do one group like little kids, and then we do one for the teenagers. So little kids do things like look at the lights, look at the car color, does the horn work? And then the big kids, we start looking at
Is there a wing on the
chassis
car?
and engine. And
They like wings.
yes.
Yeah.
So the kids seem to like the cars that are bright colors, electric green and orange. And
How many kids do you usually get to participate?
that kind of varies parade to parade and where we're at. Let's see, I've done this now for what, four years? I think the lowest we've had is 35. The highest we had one year, we had almost 70 kids at the Missouri parade. Wow. Boca, we had about 40, and last year we had between 50 and 60. I can't remember the head count. So, and there's usually a good mix, and there's a lot of kid veterans in there that they know the drill and they come back every year and just they buddy up with their friends and carry on like we do.
I saw that there's radio control cars.
Yes,
Yeah.
so there'll be an indoor course, and there will be an off-road course with little model Cayennes. And if you have a car, you can bring it, but and grownups can participate in that too. So you could actually race your kid or your grandkid for time. But the cool thing about that event is you don't have to bring the cars. They've got cars, they've got extra batteries, they've got extra controllers. You can just show up and drive.
Oh, that's cool. Really cool.
Yeah, there's off-road and on-road. While I was thinking about the water park, I know some people are staying off-site, maybe VRBOs. We do have a parade price for accessing the water park on a daily basis. I can't remember the number. You have to go up on the website and look, but we do.
I think it's
have
like
that.
$39.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow,
I was gonna say 38, so pretty close now. So, yep.
Do you
and
have
Thursday night, we will actually block off the evening for PCA juniors at the water park. And we've got some ideas on who can surf the flow rider the longest and how long can we get a chain going in the lazy river, and pool basketball tournament. So we'll have some stuff for us to do there. And I think I've still got about 200 expel beach balls from the Boca parade that we're just going to blow up and put everywhere.
That's great. Could you tell me a little bit about the Gimmick Rally?
It's very family friendly.
Yeah, it is. It is a low pressure rally. When I say rally, probably the name, because there's a planned route, Shannon. It's not timed per se, and it is typically It's to interesting venues, and it's to the clues are hidden, or you have to go into a store somewhere to get a clue. There's route directions, but there's also extra points that for clues along the road. So let me think.
I think every rally has a theme.
Yeah.
So there's some sort of,
Yeah, last year was
Cemeteries.
no, last year Ellen went to a drive-in, right? So we had a
Yeah,
drive-in movie. When we were in Spokane, we went into Idaho, or she went into Idaho, and we found bars and brothels that we could go to with clues in each one. Don't laugh, Shannon. I mean,
Sorry.
come on now. It's a
I'm sure
legitimate
it was very
business.
popular.
It was. Yes, it was.
the Missouri parade was Route 66, and it was postcards of old things that weren't there anymore, and you had to put the postcards in order.
Oh, how cool.
So when we were in, let's see, when we were in French Lick the first time, it was horse related. So there's certain things that you had to pick up, one of which was horsehair. So the intention was not to go into a field and pluck out of a horse's mane or a tail, but some enterprising people did that, pissed off the farmers. But you know, you go to Churchill Downs and you buy horsehair at Churchill Downs. But I mean, so you had to buy a pair of jockey underwear somewhere. I mean, it's just really fun, neat activities. It's a very low-key event. So.
And then this year's,
Take the whole
we'll have a
family.
lot of stuff for kids and teenagers to do.
Yeah.
They'll
because
enjoy this one.
Yeah, because and as Maggie said, we're going to give awards this year to cars that have youth, and we encourage you to do it. It'll be fun. Yeah.
Could you tell me if there's RV parking?
Yes, there is. There will be. Don't ask me to. This is another COVID issue, Shannon. So there will be. We just don't have it completely finalized at this point. Sometimes the resort will allow RVs on property. Kalahari doesn't seem to be wild about that right now, but we'll see. But the answer to your question is yes. It's just a matter of where.
And how about the street survival class you mentioned? Could you tell me a little bit more about that?
Okay, survival. I know enough about street survival, Shannon, to be dangerous, but it was started by Tire Rack. You familiar with online retail? So it's really a class. Well, it's not a series. It is sessions to educate youth in driving. So it's typically on like an autocross course. So there's skid control, they wet it down. So there's a skid pad. So it's all about car control, maybe is the best way to put it. There's a classroom session. One of the things Rob's from Texas. If we were going to say that it was justified by being entrance, we probably couldn't have it. But what Rob would like to do this year is introduce street survival to the regions with the hope of them taking it back and doing it locally. So it's really an education forum, not only for the youth that we have there on car control, but also introduce street survival to the regions as well. There's a classroom session, and that will be at Pocono as well as on-course instruction. So,
And does the individual use their car, or is it a group of cars which are provided?
No, as far as I know, Kevin, you're going to have to use your own car at this point.
That's great.
Yeah.
I would prefer that.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
I see Peter has his hand up.
Yeah. Hold on, let me I think I have him on.
Peter
here.
needs
Where
to
did he go?
unmute himself.
Yep,
Yeah,
sorry.
That's okay.
Ron, when
Yeah,
you
Peter.
mentioned that, when you mentioned the TSD rally,
Uh-huh,
Rich Beretta has agreed to do a seminar for Northern New Jersey
uh-huh.
on how to use the competitor app. I
The
would
Rick
much-
app.
Yeah, Rich Beretta is the inventor
Uh-huh.
of the RICT app,
Yep.
and he's agreed to do a seminar for Northern New Jersey on how to use the competitor app.
Oh,
I would much rather see him use his time as a national offering for more than one region. You follow what I'm saying?
so was that something you would like to see at Parade or done
It
as a
would be
national
probably a
forum?
week or two before parade, and it can be a video Zoom conference. I'm not quite sure if they have that scheduled or not.
Peter, Jack Stevenson and Rick Larson do the TSD rally, and
Yeah,
they
go ahead.
are planning a webinar prior to Parade on the Rick app.
Fine, that's good enough. I'm happy.
Okay, yep, that's on the
I know
schedule.
the app very well, but I was just trying to get, as long as it's offered to the regions or the people going to parade, it's better than having 110 people trying to figure it out the morning of the rally.
Yeah, we recognize there's an education challenge there, right? So I think our youth can probably use it better than us old folks. So I don't know, but anyway, we're happy about it. We're encouraged. And it's really helped us a lot because the amount of volunteers that are needed to run a rally have just gone to practically nothing.
Yeah, two.
Yep.
Ron, could you tell us a little bit about sponsors? Is there a way for our local guys to possibly get some publicity?
Okay. We do at hospitality, we have sponsors that show up, a big sponsor, parade sponsors. Sponsorship is acquired, or you can contact Vu Gwynn at the national office. He and a lady by the name of Melanie Williams, and I can send you their contact information. They are the people to talk to regarding sponsorship at Parade.
Okay.
But when you go into hospitality, you will see all of our parade sponsors. They have displays set up with representatives to talk about their products. But yeah, I will send you their contact information, Jen.
And could you tell us quickly, and this is because I'm a shopaholic, what is usually in the store for folks to consider buying?
It varies from year to year. There's Porsche branded material or items. There is Parade PCA logoed material or material articles. There is Parade logoed articles. Again, I haven't seen the entire amount. There's typically depends on year to year. I'm trying to think what I've seen this year. I know that there is jewelry, and I know that there is books. There are die-cast cars this year. I know there are car-related accessories, probably like cleanings, like griot and that kind of stuff. So.
Well, you had me at the jewelry, so thank you.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, Sharon, I worked that for 2 shifts when we were in Vermont, and it's a mini little store. It's
Oh,
like
cool.
going into a general store with a lot of different stuff.
Awesome.
So it's not a table that we set up on the side. It's,
Yeah.
it's the cash registers and everything,
Yeah,
And get
it
there
needs a lot of
Monday, Tuesday,
volunteers.
Wednesday, because Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, some of the stuff is sold out.
It's gone, yeah. Yeah, Charlotte, that from the national office, she tries to renew the merchandise every year or every day, but yeah, if you see something, I would recommend that you buy it early in a week or it's going to be gone.
Yeah, especially Pocono, the Pocono label merchandise, with the logo of the site,
Yeah.
that'll go fast.
And then at the end of the week, we will have merchandise that's logoed for next year as well. So for 2023. So, yep.
And
And
probably
where is-
some left over from 2021 that are on
I
sale.
wouldn't doubt there's some of that stuff that's still floating around, Peter, to be honest with you.
Yeah, no, that's what happened in Vermont.
Yep. I'm sorry, Shan, what'd you say?
No worries. I lost my train of thought. I was listening to Peter.
Oh, okay.
Shannon, you mentioned, sponsorship for people in your area. I will make a plug for kids. All the kids that register get a t-shirt that's been designed by a kid, a tote bag that's been designed by a kid. And we're always looking for people that can help us fill those bags with stuff for kids. So, I always have to put in for them.
Sure.
Whether we can get Hot Wheels or, decks of cards or Lego sets, we're always looking for something for them.
That's great. They're really lucky to participate. Most kids just spend a couple days at a summer camp or just go to the pool. I mean, this is really high living for kids, and that's awesome. Make them members going forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I have 2 grandkids and they don't want to miss parade anymore. That's for sure.
Well,
And-
that's
Shannon, it's only about 30 minutes on the other side of the Delaware Water Gap, so it's not hard for us to get to for a day event.
I think, Peter, it might be close. How long did you say it was?
Less than 30 minutes, 15, 20 minutes
From the
Delaware
border.
Water Gap, from the gap.
Yeah. I mean, I would,
It took us an hour and 10 minutes from where we live.
right. Yeah, an hour. And there's not going to be much traffic when you're going at those times for parade. Well, this was wonderful. I can't thank Ron and Maggie enough. If anyone has any other questions, Ron, if there's something you'd like to finish up with.
I have a
Well,
question. Will there be an art show this year?
Yes, Donna, there will be. Actually, Roseanne Novotnik has taken over as art show chair, so she's promised to have an exciting display. So, yep, wouldn't miss it. Good point. Thank you. I overlooked that. So, and there's a 5K run as well. Karen Gilbreth does that, so we're going to have that again this year. That'll be on Saturday morning.
All right. Well, Ron, is there anything you'd like to finish up with, Maggie?
Well, I think we would like to be invited back.
Of course.
Maggie and I are going to work on phase. Phase 2 is more complicated than phase 1 because that's where you sign up for all your events. So we're going to do a step-by-step procedure for that. We really would like to aim at the people who are first-time parade attendees. Not that it has to be, but we would like to do that. If time doesn't permit, I know that words in Maggie's mouth, but we'll make those that step-by-step procedure available. But we do recommend that for people that are first-time attendees because it can be a little intimidating. So.
Definitely.
Good. Well, it was great to see everybody, and I appreciate your time, and I appreciate you inviting us. So,
And I'll make sure I get this posted. Maggie, thank you so much. And Ron, I appreciate everyone who tuned in tonight. And we'll get this posted so others could see it. And we will reach out to you, Ron, to have you and Maggie back to talk about phase 2.
okay, if we don't see you, we'll see you in June.
Okay. Oh, it'll be before then. All right.
All
Thanks, everybody.
Nice
Have
to
a
meet
good-
you
Take care,
all.
folks.
Nice to
Thanks,
meet
everyone.
you.
Thanks.
Uh-huh.
Bye.
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 Mhm.